own instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. So once again, I thank everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Let us move on to the next part of the session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all are joining the call today?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Das Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. And all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devidasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण भगवती वसुधा माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीति दासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vanita Gandarika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, your Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Rana.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shama Gauri Devdasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the respected assembled devotees. Happy Kartik month to all. Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Pooja Arora from Haridwar.
Hare Krishna, Puja Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Nice to hear you after a long time, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Omaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Krishna Susmita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj, and all my obeisances also to the devotees present here. This is Eka Radhika Leela Devidasi from Iowa, United States. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ekaradhika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj and Gauranga, and all glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Harita from Missouri City, Texas, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to the wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. This is Sri Sopanishad. Haribo, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Shri Ishopanishad Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you Mataji for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Devotees, dear devotees, is there anyone who would like to introduce on the call today? Okay, I welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today, we are really fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 7.11.8 to 12. Before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I would like to hand over the call to Susmita Mataji for the brief introduction. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji on our call today. Prabhuji came to Krishna consciousness in 2004. He earned a MBBS degree from Grant Medical College. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji joined the ashram in 2010 and he was initiated as a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in 2012. Prabhuji preaches in various medical and engineering colleges. He also conducts programs for doctors at Bhaktivedanta Hospital and in corporate environments. He is a teacher of Bhakti Sastri and Bhakti Vaibhava courses. He also conducts congregational programs in Mumbai and Maharashtra. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji has done through studies of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining us. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you. Mataji, I will hand over the call to you. You can welcome Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the brief introduction. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept all of our humble obeisances. Thank you so much for giving your time and association in this Bhakti Sangha conference call regularly. We are really fortunate to have your association. And today's verse is 7.11.8 to 12. I hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you are on mute.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, all the devotees, for this opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksharo Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadam Tadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Vipi Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shavas Adi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome everyone. We are discussing today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 11, The Perfect Society, the 4 classes. We are discussing from verse 8 to 12. 5 verses. Satyam daya tapas shaucham titiksha shramadama ahimsa brahmacharyam cha tyaga swadhyaya arjuna santosha samadrik seva gramye ho paramakshani pranam vipare heksha monam atma vimarshanam annadyadye samvibhago bhutebhyascha yatharhatah deshvatma devata buddhi sutaram rishu pandava Shravanam Kirtanam Shasya Smaranam Mahatam Gate Sevejyavanitidastasyam Sakyam Atma Samarpanam Ninamayam Paro Dharmo Sarvesham Samudharitah Trimshal Lakshanaman Rajan Sarvatma Yen Tushyati. Translation. These are the general principles to be followed by all human beings: truthfulness, mercy, austerity, observing fasts on certain days of month, bathing twice a day, tolerance, discrimination between right and wrong, control of the mind, control of senses, non-violence, celibacy, charity, reading of scriptures, simplicity, satisfaction, rendering service to saintly persons, gradually taking leave of unnecessary engagements, observing the futility of unnecessary activities of human society, remaining silent and grave and avoiding unnecessary talk, considering whether one is the body or the soul, distributing food equally to all living entities, both men and animals, seeing every soul, especially in human form, as a part of Supreme Lord, hearing about the activities and instructions given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the shelter of the saintly persons, chanting about his activities and instructions, always remembering these activities and instructions, trying to render service, performing worship, offering obeisances, becoming a servant, becoming a friend, surrendering one's whole self. Both King Yudhishthir, these 30 qualifications must be acquired in the human form of life. Simply by acquiring these qualifications, one can satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But what? In order that human beings be distinct from the animals, the great saint Narada recommends that every human being be educated in terms of the above mentioned 30 qualifications. Nowadays, there is propaganda everywhere, all over the world, for a secular state, a state interested only in mundane activities. But if the citizens of the state are not educated in above mentioned good qualities, how can there be happiness? For example, if the total populace is untruthful, how can state be happy? Therefore, without consideration of one's belonging to a sectarian religion, whether Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or any other sect, everyone should be taught to become truthful. Similarly, everyone should be taught to be merciful, and everyone should observe fasting on certain days of the month. Everyone should bathe twice a day, cleanse his teeth and body externally, and cleanse his mind internally by remembering the holy name of the Lord. The Lord is one, whether one is Hindu, Muslim, or Christian. Therefore, one should chant the holy names of the Lord, regardless of the differences in linguistic pronunciation. Also, everyone should be taught to be very careful, not to discharge semen unnecessarily. This is very important for all human beings. If semen is not discharged unnecessarily, one becomes extremely strong in memory, determination, activity, and vitality of one's bodily energy. Everyone should also be taught to be simple in thought and feeling, and satisfied in body and the mind. These are the general qualifications of a human being. There is no question of a secular state or an ecclesiastical state. Unless one is educated in above mentioned 30 qualities, there cannot be any peace. Ultimately, it is recommended Shravanam Kirtanam Chasya Smaranam Mahatam Gate Sevejyavanatidasyam Sakhyam Atma Samarpanam. Everyone should become devotee of the Lord, because by becoming a devotee of the Lord, one automatically acquires the other qualities. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati yakinchana sarvair gunaiस्तत्र samasate sura harav bhaktasya kuto mahadguna manorathena satidhavato bahi. In one who has unflinching devotional service to Krishna, all the good qualities of Krishna and the demigods are consistently manifest. However, he who has no devotion to the Supreme Lord has no qualifications because he is engaged by mental concoction in material existence, which is external feature of the Lord. Bhagavatam 5:18-12. Our Krishna consciousness movement is therefore all embracing. Human civilization should take it very seriously and practice its principles for the peace of the world. Hare Krishna. This is a wonderful series. These are the wonderful series of the verses quoted by Srila Narad Muni. So after this whole episode of Prahlad and Nrsimhadev, Krishna Maharaj asks some very, very important questions to Narad Muni. He asks about the principles by which a living entity should live in this world so that they can achieve the highest perfection, that is devotional service. And in the course of explaining all these things, in the beginning, Narad Muni, before describing the details of devotional service, he describes the qualities which our devotee should manifest to actually get maximum advantage of the human form of life. And Srila Prabhupada, he mentions in the purport very, very wonderfully that these 30 qualifications, they are not any sectarian qualifications. Everyone should learn to develop these qualities. So these qualities, they are essential for every living entity to develop. And all the more so if somebody is practicing devotional service. Various places in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, it is described what are the qualities a devotee should have. A saintly person is not recognized by his externals or her externals. A devotee is not characterized by tilak or kanthimala or dhoti kurta or sari. The externals matter, but they are not all important. The most important thing which a devotee should have is the qualities of devotee. These qualities actually characterize a devotee, a perfect gentleman. As Srila Prabhupada, when he would be asked that, can you please define your devotees? He would say, my devotees are perfect ladies and gentlemen. He never said, my devotees chant 16 rounds, they follow principles, they do all this worship of the Lord and do some kirtan. No. Perfect ladies and gentlemen. And to become perfect ladies and gentlemen, one should have wonderful qualities which are mentioned in this series of verses very, very beautifully, very elaborately. In Bhagavad Gita also, a similar series of verses come in the 13th chapter, 13.8 to 12. Starting from amanitvam, madambhitvam, ahimsa, shantirarjavam, acharyopasanam, shaucham, sthiryam, atmavinigraha. It goes on. And in that also, there is one very, very important line which is described there. This verse says, Mai chananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini. My devotee, so these 20 qualities which Bhagavad Gita is describing, one very, very important quality is Maicha Ananya Yogena Bhaktir Avyabhicharini. One who practices my unalloyed devotional service. Similarly, in this series also, we are seeing, and Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing on these verses, that is 11th and 12th. They are the foundation of all the other qualities. Narad Muni is actually describing the 9 limbs of devotional service. Every living entity should learn to develop these qualities of devotional service. A quality which is conducive for practice of spiritual life. And these qualities, they help one to come close to Krishna. Because ultimately, if we don't come close to Krishna, then Shramayevahi Kevalam, all our efforts, all our activities should lead to our religious principles. Our religious principles should take us to detachment from the world, and our detachment from the world should lead us to devotional service. नेहयत् कर्म धर्माय न विरागाय कल्पते न तीर्थपद सेवाय जीवन्नपि मृतोऽपि स. Your karma should lead to dharma, dharma should lead to vairagya, and vairagya should lead to devotion. All our activities, whatever we are doing in our life, all these qualities which are mentioned here, they are ultimately meant for bringing us closer to Krishna. In one purport there in Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada writes, the test of advancement in spiritual science is that these qualities come. Very, very important statement Prabhupada writes. The test of advancement in spiritual science is that these qualities come. We cannot say, well, I'm practicing devotional service, I'm chanting. I don't need to develop all these qualities of satya, daya, tapa, shaucha. So I don't need to be truthful till the time I can, get things done. I don't need to be truthful. And it may come in devotees also. Manipulating, being, speaking something wrong so that we can get services done. So we have to be really careful that these qualities are not some secondary qualities develop. Even if we not develop them, okay, no, they are compulsory. They are not optional. Everyone has to develop these qualities. An interesting thing about devotional services, we don't have to endeavor separately to develop these qualities, but we have to be really careful and being observant that these qualities are coming or not. If they are not coming, then there is some problem. They'll come automatically. It's just like a person who is diseased and is taking medicines. Just by taking medicines, the disease will get cured. But if the disease is not getting cured and good health, the signs of good health is not coming, then we have to be observant. And that person has to be really careful and question why these symptoms are not coming, why I'm not becoming healthy. So it is very, very important that we develop these qualities, and these qualities will come automatically. But till the time they don't come automatically, we should endeavor to exhibit these qualities. It is not that one day it will come suddenly. These qualities, when a devotee tries to practice it consciously, then these qualities become very, very stable in the character of a devotee. Otherwise, these qualities may come and go. People, they have problems with controlling anger, controlling envy, controlling greed, controlling lust. Devotees also have these problems. We go through these problems because we all have these anarthas. But if we are not controlling, if we are not trying to control and giving an excuse, well, this is how I am, what can be done? No, it is not being honest. It is being shameful. I don't want to change myself. So we have to work on developing these qualities, and by practice of devotional service, these qualities automatically will be very, very strongly situated in our character. Again and again, Bhagavatam, again and again, Bhagavad Gita, it is described how a devotee should endeavor to develop these qualities, and what are these qualities we should endeavor to develop. Titikshava, Karunika, Surita Sarvadehina, Majata Shatra, Shanta Sadhava Sadhubhushanam. Kapildev tells in the third canto, the primary and secondary qualities of a devotee. Secondary quality of a primary quality is my devotee is always absorbed in my thoughts. And secondary quality is titikshava. This series of verses also have this titikshava. Second line says this titikshava. Karunika. Karunika means being compassionate. That is ahimsa. Suridam sarvadehinam. Being friend to everyone. Ajata shatra, shanta, peaceful. So these qualities come again and again. These are the consistent qualities of a devotee. So that when we exhibit these qualities, we become dear to Krishna. Krishna likes the devotees to develop these qualities. That is very, very important. A devotee becomes attractive in the eyes of the Lord when he or she develops these qualities. It's described in Bhagavatam. Krishna is attracted to such wonderful qualities. So it is not that, oh, why I should develop these qualities. I am already practicing devotional service. I'm chanting, I'm doing my seva, I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, I'm doing Bhakti Shastri also. Well, all our knowledge should help us to develop these wonderful qualities. If we are not developing these qualities, if we are not practicing truthfulness, mercy, austerity. Now Kartik has started few days back. Very, very auspicious month to practice austerities. What type of austerities? Of course, physical austerities, doing fasting, that is needed. Greater than that, austerity is austerity of the mind, austerity of the words, austerity of intelligence, austerity of ego. These are the austerities which we should try to do. Fasting is not a big thing for many. It is easy, but controlling the mind, focusing the mind on the names of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, that is a bigger austerity. Not speaking any mundane thing, that is a bigger austerity. Becoming humble, much bigger austerity. So therefore, all these qualities, they have to be cultivated consciously, otherwise they'll not come automatically. Otherwise, we'll just keep on reading them and keep on hearing them, and we will not start applying them. And ultimately, devotional service is all about application. Hearing should ultimately transform our character. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Nidhidhyasanam, and Vandanam. Sorry, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, and Vandanam. When we hear, after hearing, we contemplate, then we apply. Then we get up, then we see the transformations. And then we share this with others. So therefore, all these qualities, they are to be developed. And we become dear and attractive to the Lord by developing these qualities. Because ultimately, Krishna, he likes devotee with good qualities. Krishna likes a devotee who is endeavoring to develop these qualities. It is not about, oh, I am not able to do it. Have we endeavored for it? If we are not endeavoring, then Krishna will not show mercy. That's the whole Damodar Leela. Swamatu Swinnagatraya Visrishta Kavarasraja Drishtva Parishramam Krishnam Kripaya Seet Swabandhane. When Krishna saw his mother endeavoring really, really hard, trying to find him, trying to catch him, trying to find him, Drishtva Parishramam, he saw the intense endeavor which his mother was doing. Kripaya asit swabandhane, then he agreed to be bound. If we are not endeavoring, Krishna will not show mercy. Even if we fail, no problem. Have we endeavored for it? Consistent endeavors are attractive to the Lord. Anything we do consistently, that is attractive. People, they see if somebody is doing something regularly, it catches attention. The same thing is with Krishna. Consistency pleases the Lord more than the brilliant flashes of devotion. We have to understand and we have to practice this. Learn to apply these principles consistently in our life. Learn to develop these qualities consistently. Endeavor is very important. If we are not endeavoring, Krishna will not show mercy. So many wonderful qualities are mentioned. 30 qualities. This is a lifetime of project given in these 2 verses, these 4 verses, 5 verses. These 5 verses are sufficient to keep us busy throughout our life. These qualities, they are lifetime of project. Even if we think of applying one quality, assimilating it once every month, it may take years to develop these qualities. And of course, some qualities, they come only by the mercy of the Lord, provided we endeavor. The more we get purified, the more those qualities they come. Seeing everyone equally. Pandita, Samadarshana, seeing everyone with equal vision. That is a quality which comes by the mercy of the Lord. Shravanam, Kirtanam, all those qualities that we can practice. But some qualities, they come by the grace of the Lord. So therefore, in our journey of spiritual life, there are so many things we are instructed to do, and we may feel overwhelmed. Oh my God, so many things I have to do in my life. We should not get overwhelmed, but we should not become callous also. Oh, I don't care. Every Bhagavatam verse has something. How many things will I do? Forget it. Just chanting is sufficient. I'm chanting, that's a big thing. Doing some seva, that is a big thing. That is another extreme. So we should not go to the other extreme also. Okay, just leave it altogether, or always thinking, oh, so many things to be done, and it creates stress. Some people, they live in comfort zone. Some people, they live in stress zone. A devotee lives in stretch zone. Not comfortable, not stressed, but always stretching beyond, little bit beyond the capacity. And that's where we learn to apply these extra things in our life, stretching ourselves. And if we are not doing it, then it will be difficult. These things will not come automatically. We have to learn to apply these principles. Principles of tolerance, principles of satisfaction. Till when we have to tolerate? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Shaknoti hai vayashodum pra sharir vimokshanat काम क्रोधोद्भवम वेगम स युक्ता स सुखी नरः. Tolerate till last breath of life, till the time we have breath. So therefore, all these things we have to continue to practice throughout our life. Endeavor at least. Because whatever we have learned in this process of Krishna consciousness, it is not an ordinary thing. So we have received the best of the things. Our endeavor should be, I want to apply it. One devotee was saying that there is no lack of knowledge in Krishna consciousness. There is no lack of information. There is lack of application. We lack in application. If we are not applying these principles, then we will not develop such wonderful qualities, will not become dear to Krishna. So that is very, very important. Because since only Lord knows when we have come in this material world. Anadi karma phale paribhavarnava jale toribare na dekhi upaya. We have fallen in this material world since time immemorial. But the Lord has always given us this swatantrata ratna, the independent free will. And he has never taken it back. He never takes it back. This free will is always with us. Either I want to develop these qualities or not. Do I want to go to the next level or not? Otherwise, our ecstasy is, our last bead is over. 16th bead comes down and then we are in ecstasy. Oh, I don't have to even look at the bead back till next morning. So that is how, our mind tells us enough of this today. We have always a free will. How to take to Krishna consciousness? Since millions of lives we have not taken to Krishna consciousness, and now we have got this by the mercy of the Lord, by the mercy of the devotees of the Lord. Now we have free will. Do I want to go ahead? Do I want to develop these qualities? Or okay, I'll go slowly. Okay, we can go slowly, but it'll take lifetimes maybe. One devotee asked another person, one senior devotee, Prabhuji, how long it will take for us to become pure? So that senior devotee gave a very wonderful reply. How long do you want to take? So it depends on us. If we want to really perfect our life quickly, then we have to be serious and sincere accordingly. We can't practice in a very, very complacent way and think that, okay, I should also become purified quickly. No, it will not happen. Because time destroys everything apart from our false ego, apart from our enjoying independent mentality. If you want to really come out of it, you have to work accordingly. Jijevishena hamiha moyakim mantarbahishcha vritayeva yonya Vichhami kalena nayasya viplava tasyat maloka varnayasya moksham. Gajendra says that, oh my Lord, I don't want to live now. You please release me from the clutches of this crocodile and you please release me from this body also. Because this body is ignorant from outside, from inside. Outside this elephant body is itself dull. And inside I have this ego. Ichhami kale nanayasya viplava. Time destroys everything but not ego. That is how we have been entangled. Being entangled in this family affairs, I and mine. तावदरागादयस्तेन तावत्कारा गृहं गृहं यावन् मोहंग्रि निगडो यावन् कृष्ण नते जनाः. In this material world, our family is like the prison house. And our attachments are like the chains. We are caught up in that. If we want to really come out of it, then the first thing we have to do is we have to develop connection with Krishna by chanting. And to support this, we have to develop these wonderful qualities, trying to live a sinless life. These qualities of truthfulness, what are these wonderful qualities? Truthfulness, sympathy, tapasya, cleanliness, all these qualities, they make one sinless. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, the basic requirement to practice devotional service with determination is to live a sinless life. येषां त्वन्तगतं पापं जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ता भजन्ते मां दृढव्रताः येषां तु antagatam papam, those who have stopped sinful activities. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam. So these 5 verses, they tell us what are the sinful activities we have to avoid, what are the punya things we have to do. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all those, they are the punya karmana. But unless we avoid sinful things, this punya karmana will not become consistent. They become free from the dualities. They worship me with determination. Otherwise, our devotional service is currently like a sine wave. Sometimes up, sometimes down. Sometimes you feel, wow, I'm really practicing wonderfully. I am really consistent. I have not experienced anartha since last week or so. It seems I am becoming purified, pure devotee now. Just a matter of time only. And sometimes I am the most sinful person. I am condemned. I am the most condemned. So many anarthas. I don't feel like chanting. No, this is how we go on. Sometimes up, sometimes down, always in this wave. That is called as Utsaha Mai. There are 5, 6 stages of Anishtita Bhajan. Anishtita Bhajan, Bhajan Kriya, not Bhojan Kriya. Bhojan Kriya we do. One time, I remember something. One time, one Bengali devotee, he called some of our temple devotees for prasad. They thought so prasad. So he told, Prabhuji, bhojan ke liye aaye, bhojan ke liye. Please come for bhojan. So the devotees thought, okay, he's calling us for bhojan. So they came prepared for bhojan, for prasad. And when they reached, this devotee gave kartal and written, Prabhuji, bhojan karenge, bhojan. Bengali, they have different accent. So if you want to really practice bhakti with determination, give up, we should learn to give up all those bad things. Tendency to speak wrong things, tendency to enjoy indulgence and gratification. These are like water. We are trying to light this, devotional spark. And all these sinful activities, they are like the water. Buckets of water we are putting on the spark of devotion. How it will become blazing fire. How it will manifest the wonderful bhava of the pure love of God. So it is very, very important that we learn to develop these wonderful qualities. And this free will which we have been given, we have to use it. Otherwise, okay, we will go ahead, but it may take a long time. When we may not experience the same joy of Krishna consciousness which we want to experience. Because ultimately, all our information, all our philosophy should become our pratyaksha praman. We have heard about the 3 praman since the beginning of our Krishna consciousness: Shabda, Pratyaksha, and Anuman. And we have always heard that Shabda is the highest. Yes, Shabda is the highest. But our Shabda should ultimately transform into Pratyaksha. At one point of time, we should see what we are hearing. We should experience what we are hearing. If our Shabda is not transforming into Pratyaksha, that means there is some problem with our application. Because ultimately, Pratyaksha is the highest, Praman, which gives us confidence, which gives us, that is called as Pratyaksha-avagamam dharmyam susukham kartumavyam, Bhagavad Gita Krishna says. Pratyaksha-avagamam, we can experience it practically. Our knowledge should not remain theoretical. Theoretical knowledge is Shabda Praman. But Shabda should ultimately become Pratyaksha, right? If our knowledge is not becoming Pratyaksha, if we are not seeing what we are reading, if we are not experiencing what we are reading, even after practicing years and years of devotional service, that means there is some problem in our application. We are not applying it. And if we are not applying it, then Bahujanma Koreyadi Shravana Kirtan Tabutana Pai Krishna Pade Prem. Even if we are chanting for millions of lives, it will not give us the expected result. We'll still be attracted to those mundane things. Even after being kicked again and again, somehow we have come to this process, since millions of lives endeavored so hard to enjoy. Now, by some inconceivable mercy, we have got this process. Why should we miss it? Yastvam visrijate martya atmanam priyamishwaram viparyayendriyarthanam vishammatamritam tyajan. Oh my Lord, people are so foolish. They are giving up nectar and drinking poison. What is poison? Sense gratification. Trying to enjoy sense objects. That is poison. Paya manushya janma jena shune gauragun hena janma tara vyartha hoila. Paya amrita dhuni piye vishwagartha pani janmi ase kene nahi marna. Kabiraj Goswami says, Arey, you have got a human form of life. You are not hearing the glories of Mahaprabhu. Paya manushya janma jena shune gauragun. Why did you take birth at all? Hena janma tara vyartha hoila. Kabiraj Goswami sometimes is very strong. This is why did you take birth? You should have died in the womb of your mother. Paya Mritadhuni Piye Vishyagartha Pani. You have got this river of nectar, and what are you doing? You are drinking poison from a dark pit. Why did you take birth? Janmi Ase Kene Nahi Mahila, you should have died long. So it's a great warning to all the devotees who are practicing. We should not, after getting this nectar, we should not endeavor for anything which is other than nectar. Consciously and unconsciously, we may do that. If you are not really careful, we may miss it. As it is said, Krishna consciousness is so simple that you may miss it. It is not so simple. It is simple. Oh, you can't be conscious of Krishna. But to be conscious of Krishna, it is not so simple. Always to be conscious of Krishna, it is not so simple. So it is very, very important to understand that we have to really endeavor to work hard. If we are not working hard, we may miss it. We may keep on going, we may keep on chanting, but we may to go to the next level of Krishna consciousness. It is a very, very deadly thing. We may get stuck to one level of Krishna consciousness and don't go to the next level. Oh, I'm chanting 16 rounds. I'm doing seva also. What else I have to? I'm doing all the festivals. I'm following the Kadashi. What else I have to do? I have to go to the next level of consciousness. That means becoming intense in my prayers, become intense in my chanting, intense in my connection with my spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada. The more we are prayerful, the more these qualities will come by the grace of Guru and Gauranga. Otherwise, the tendency to enjoy it is not so easy to leave. It stays till the last breath of life. And we may think, some of us may have thought many times, till what time it will go on? Till what time will I struggle? Till what time all these anarthas will torment me? So these are obvious thoughts for a devotee. But we should not focus on these so much. We should focus on praying to Krishna more. We should focus on developing our connection with our Guru more, Vishla Prabhupada more. And all these things will not become significant. Otherwise, our anarthas, they take a significant part of our consciousness. We should understand what to focus on. If we are focusing on anarthas, they'll become prominent. If we are focusing on Krishna, he will take a prominent role in our life. And we'll be amazed to see the more we focus on Krishna, our anarthas, they are still there. But because we are not focusing on them, we don't get troubled by them much. And gradually, very, very slowly, they reduce. That does not mean we should not take them seriously. We should be conscious and alert, but we should be focusing on Krishna, focusing on prayers, focusing on what we want to do, what we are supposed to do, praying regularly. Otherwise, it is a process of Krishna consciousness, right? And to be conscious of Krishna means always to think of Krishna, to pray to Krishna. Then gradually these hankerings will go away. And these qualities will they will gradually manifest in our life. So it is very, very important that we are focused. Otherwise, these qualities, it may look that these are only there to read until when I'll develop these qualities. It is not in this lifetime. I'm light years away from this consciousness. Well, we may be light years away, but there is no hopelessness for any devotee. Jata shraddho matkathasu nirvinna sarvakarmasu veda dukkhatmakan kaman parityagopyanishvaraha tato bhajeta mam prita shraddhalu dirdanishchayaha Chishamanashchatan kaman dukkhodarkan shagarhayan. These two verses are very, very powerful verses for every one of us to understand. This is 11, 20, 27, 28. Please try to note these verses, memorize this. This is our condition. Very, very wonderfully, Krishna is telling to Uddhavji, what is the condition of my devotee? 11, 20, 27, 28. He says, Jata Shraddho Matkathasu. This devotee, his faith has risen in my pastimes. Nirvinna Sarva Karmasu. He has given up all sense gratification because Ved Dukkhatmakan Kama, because he knows sense gratification leads to misery. He knows it. But you know what is the problem? There lies our situation. Parityagopyanishvaraha. I know this is wrong, but still I can't give it up. I know sense gratification is wrong. I know I should not indulge in all these things. Still I can't give up. Parityagopyanishvaraha. I'm not able to control my senses. I'm indulging in all these sense gratification. But sounds our story. We think sometimes, is Krishna aware of my problems? Krishna is aware of the problem of every devotee. Parityagopyanishvara. Then the next verse is important. After knowing, you know what a devotee does? And in the second verse, actually, Krishna is giving an injunction, what a devotee should do. Tato bhajeta mam prita. My devotee should continue to worship me with love.
Hare Krishna,
Good
Prabhuji is
fun.
heard.
Yeah,
Hare
it went
Krishna.
static for some time. It froze for some time.
Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
Prabhu.
yes, Prabhu. Now okay.
Oh, okay. So there may be some network issue. Okay. So we have to understand. Yeah. Yes. So Krishna says, Jatash. He says in second verse, Tato bhajeta mam prita. He continues to. He should worship me with love. Continue to worship me with love. Don't give up. Don't condemn yourself so much that you go into depression. That happens with us many times. It should not happen actually. We should not become disgusted with ourselves. We should not become disgusted seeing our own anarthas. Krishna says, continue to practice bhakti with in a happy mood. Breathe. Please practice bhakti happily. We should not be sad looking at our own anartha. We should be happy looking at Krishna. Tato bhajeta mam prita shraddhalu drida nishchaya. Having full faith and having full determination. Shraddhalu drida nishchaya. And all the while, Jishamanashatan kaman dukkhodarkam sagarahayam. Repenting. Whenever a devotee engages in sense gratification, he repents for it. She repents for it. Never gives up. Continues to practice bhakti. So far, I have not developed these qualities. Decades have passed by. When will I develop? I think not possible in this life. That is not our job to think whether I'll develop or not, whether I'm endeavoring for it or not. That is the main thing. To develop it, to for these qualities to come, that is not in our hand. That is awarded by Krishna when he sees our intense endeavor. The two fingers, endeavor and mercy. So that is very, very important. To develop these qualities, sincere endeavor, not getting disgusted, not getting frustrated with seeing our own fallen condition. Continue to practice bhakti. Even if we are defeated, just like in a boxing ring, when a person is declared that he has lost, can anyone tell me? In a boxing match, some of you must have seen previously, when a person is declared that he is lost, people are fighting in the boxing ring. When
It goes on for rounds, 2-3 rounds, I think, Prabhu. I'm just guessing. I don't have any experience of watching. I'm just guessing. So, and in around when one gets defeated, then they count up to 10, 1 to 10.
Yes.
And if he is not getting up, then it's
yes, correct. So Shiva Kumar Prabhu also says the same thing when he refuses to get up. So we will fall down many times, but we should get up again. Till the time we get up, we are not defeated. If we refuse to get up, then we are defeated. In another very interesting verse, Krishna tells, in the 11th canto, again it comes. Again the same verse. Padhyamanopi madbhakto vishayairajitendriya prayah pragalbhaya bhaktya vishayairnabhibhuyate. He says, Padhyamano. My devotee is bound by sense gratification. Vishayair ajitendriya, he is not able to control his senses. Ajitendriya, cannot control. But prayah pragalbhaya bhaktya, he continues to practice bhakti intensely. He never gives up. A devotee may lose some battles, but he will win the war for sure. Very hope-giving. Very, very hope-giving. We may lose some battles with our senses, with our anarthas, but for sure we will win the war, provided pragalbhaya bhaktya. We continue to practice intense devotional service. Vishayai na abhipuyate. He'll not be defeated. In the first canto, it is described, a devotee falls down. In the 10th canto, the Devatas, they are praying to Krishna in the womb of Mother Devaki. So in that series of prayers, they tell a verse. Aruhya krichrena param padam tata patantiyada. Very famous verse, Prabhupada would quote many times. How the Gyanis fall down. Next is also very interesting, very powerful verse. Krishna may say, well, my devotees also fall down. Devtas say, yes, they fall down. But they don't fall down like others. Tathanate madhavatavakapachit rashyanti margat vaibadda saurida tvaya vigupta vicharena nirbhaya vinayikani kapamota suprabhu. Oh my Lord, your devotees fall down, but they don't fall down like others. They are vaibadda saurida. They are attached to your lotus feet. I will fall down many times, but I will not give up. I may not come up to my expectations of devotional service. I will still practice. Vinayikani kapamurdasu Prabhu, they traverse. They put their feet on the head of death. Just like Dhruv Maharaj. When he was about to leave, he was to climb the airplane, Vaikuntha Viman. Death personified came with folded hands and told him, can you please give up this body? Dhruva, he stepped on the death. And in the self-same body, he entered the flight, Vaikuntha Viman. So that is how we have to understand. There's unlimited hope in the path of devotional service. And only one thing is needed, consistent endeavors and not getting upset with ourselves, even if we fall down many times. Consistent endeavors pleases the Lord. And these qualities, they may look far off. So many wonderful qualities, truthfulness, mercy, austerity, tolerance, discrimination. Till when it will come, no problem. Endeavor for it. Focusing on the main thing. Focusing on Shravanam. The last two verses, they are the main thing. Srila Prabhupada focuses on that. The two verses, one of the verse Prabhupada focuses on. Shravanam kirtanam chasya smaranam mahatam gate sevejyavanidasyam sakhyam atma samarpanam. These are the 9 processes of devotional service. Focusing on these 9 things and practicing, trying to develop these other secondary qualities, for sure we will go close to Krishna one day. Okay, so I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions anybody has?
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this very, very wonderful class, inspiring every day to be progressing in our spiritual progress. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this personal messages. There are 2 hand raises. There are Radha Jyoti Mataji. Can you please ask your question?
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams to you. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranam to you Prabhuji at your lotus feet. Prabhuji, I have 2 questions. One was about the austerities that you spoke about the mind, intelligence and ego. And there are austerities which are coming with the qualities that we endeavor, especially with our weaknesses. So could you please enlighten with the austerities part? And second question was about, so we hear, so in the hearing part, when we do hearing, so why it is like that, some things hit us very easily, and some things which are very important, but it doesn't hit us. And by again hearing it, then it hit us. I mean, there at the first go only, we will not understand everything, why it is so. One devotee will try to tell the same thing, but the next devotee, when he comes, then then the things are much more clear. Why it is like that, Prabhuji? What exactly happens with our consciousness? That was my question. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Every time we hear something, it clears our consciousness. We may feel that I heard it 10th time and then I could understand it. So this devotee gave a better explanation. No, it is not like that. Because we heard 9 times the same thing, slowly we were getting purified in our consciousness. 10th time the same thing hit us. Acharyam padam adatte padam shishyam swamedhaya sah brahmacharyabhya padam padam kalakramena cha. It is described when we hear from the teachers, first time, only 1/4 we understand. Then we go back and read ourselves, the next 1/4 we understand. When we discuss with our other devotee friends, third 1/4 we understand. And the last 1/4 we understand in due course of time, repeatedly hearing. So everything adds up. It is not that, oh, this devotee gave a better explanation. It is about hearing again and again when we get purified. So that's the process. Keep on hearing. Even if we can't understand, keep on hearing. Eva nahi bujhe keha shunite sekha ki adbhuta chaitanya charita Krishna upaji bepriti jani be rasera riti shuni lei bada hoye hita. Kaviraj Goswami says, even if you don't understand anything, keep on reading, keep on hearing. Eva nahi bujhe shunite. Please keep on hearing. Ki adbhuta chaitanya charita. Hear the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, pastimes of Krishna, hear the philosophy. Slowly you will understand. So that is the process. And the austerities we should do is, what austerity we should do? Bodily austerities, whatever we can, we should do. Fasting and whatever that doesn't require explanation, whatever we can. But all our austerities, bodily austerities, should give us time to think of Krishna more. It is not that, okay, today is Ekadashi. Acha, Ekadashi, what else we can make? Ekadashi ka paratha, Ekadashi ka pizza, Ekadashi, what else things we can make? No, that is not the purpose of Ekadashi. We don't have to invent new dishes in Ekadashi. Ekadashi is a time where we have to focus on Krishna more. So fasting means we have to save time and focus on Krishna more. Otherwise, if our own consciousness is going and thinking, tomorrow is fasting. Oh, what all things I can make? That is not the purpose of fasting. Better eat and chant, better eat and listen. So bodily austerity is, okay, whatever we can, we should do. Austerity of the mind, body, mind, words, and ego, they are bigger. These are the austerities we should focus on more. Because ultimately all our austerity should make us closer to Krishna. Doing prajalpa, not speaking about Krishna, speaking about the things of the world, not becoming humble, not reading scriptures. That all these things we should do. Reading scriptures regularly, becoming humble. Even if we are not humble, fake it till you make it. Even if you are not humble, act humbly. No, I don't feel like becoming humble. Well, Prabhupada told, bow down now, feelings will come later. Become humble now. Actually, humility will come later. And for many of us, humiliation comes before humility. So we have to practice all these things. That is austerity.
Prabhuji, I have one more question. Prabhuji, what exactly keeps a devotee to practice every day? Is that the realization, the driving force? Because the faith is there, but the devotee won't understand that his faith is increasing every day,
Determination
isn't
is
it?
the driving force for a devotee. Determination is a driving force. Realization may be far off, but determination is a driving force. I will practice. I may get distracted, again I'll come back. Pragalbhaya. Abhiche Suduracharo Bhajate Mam Ananya. Ananya Bhakti is very important. Ananya means one-pointed devotion. Determination to practice bhakti. And that determination is guided by intellectual convictions. That's why scriptural understanding is needed. The more we are scripturally very strong, the more we are applying these principles determined in a determined way, the more our faith will be strong, the more we'll get the mercy of the Lord. And it is like loop. The more we are determined, the more we are practicing, Krishna's mercy comes, we become more determined. And gradually, from the stage of anishtita bhajan, we come to the stage of nishtha. Currently, in the stage of anartha nivritti, our bhajan is anishtita. Anishtita means unsteady. But the more we practice, the more we are freed from anarthas. We practice bhakti in a determined way, in a steady way. That is the difference between the person who is at the stage of anartha nivritti and a person who is at the stage of nishtha. Even at the stage of nishtha, devotee does not have ruchi. He doesn't have spontaneous taste for chanting. Still he does it. He's at the level of nishtha. That is determination. Because now he is purified of his anarthas, almost. So that's
And
how a
what
devotee
about
is
the
determined.
realizations, Prabhuji? So so at what stage that devotee hankers for the realization? Because what I thought is the realization is the driving force. Because if we don't have any single realization, then that faith won't sprout ahead. No, even though we have a mercy, we will not even realize the mercy also.
What is realization?
Realization means what we are practicing, what we are hearing, we are applying, and then we realize, okay, this is, say, if we drink a water, then we won't realize that, oh, this is a mercy of a Krishna, but we hear and then we see that it's really a mercy because we cannot make that water. There
We are
is a realize
determined
the
to
presence
practice
of the Lord.
something. If we are determined to practice something, then these things will give realization. The basis is our determined practice. That defines a human being. As Srila Prabhupada would tell many times, we have no determination, we have animal. So determination is a driving factor. When we are determined, then we will practice, then we will develop realizations, and then we will, practice with more strong convictions. So that's how it is. Of course, realizations, they drive us. They give us impetus when we realize some things. But to get realizations, we need determined practice, consistent practice. And the more,
Yes,
as you said, it's right. The more we develop realizations, the more because we have experienced it, then we will practice it regularly. Thank you,
eternally
Hare Krishna.
grateful to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for enlightening us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this class. Prabhuji, I have one question. You were talking about instead of thinking about our anarthas, that I am better to think about Krishna and be happy. Instead of being disturbed, thinking about our how long to go, how much purification is there, but then to think about Krishna. But as long as we are in this sadhaka body, we have to do constant monitoring of ourselves, purify and engage in the seva. So how to balance that? If we are always in the pastimes hearing katha, that is really very nice, but we have to use this sadhaka body in some way. So where is the balance?
Yeah. Yes, Madhi, thank you. Of course, contemplation is a part of a devotee's life. We should always, as I began this, today's class by speaking that we have to observe that these qualities are coming or not. That is a contemplation. That is introspection. We have to understand where I am and where do I want to go. That is a contemplation we should do. Not focusing on our anarthas, focusing on the next step of devotional service. That is the focus which a devotee should have. Because by focusing on our conditionings and anarthas, no good is going to happen. We have to understand where we are and where do I want to go. I want to come close to Krishna. For that, what I have to do? All that we have to think. We don't have to focus how fallen I am. What all things disturb me? Why I am so fallen? Why I am so lusty, angry, greedy, envious? I don't know why all these has come in my life. I am trying so much, still I am not able to come out of it. All these things, they create a vicious loop. We get sucked in. And we can't focus on what we are supposed to do. We are always thinking what we are not able to do. Rather than what we are not able to do, we should focus on what we can do, what we are supposed to do. Because purifying ourselves of our anarthas, that is not in our hand. That will be done by Krishna only. Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhavam Hadamagni Nirvapanam will happen by Krishna only. But we have to allow Krishna to enter. Think, how can I go to the next level? How can I increase my chanting, improve the quality of my chanting? How can I apply these principles? How can I, incorporate the principles of praying to the Lord, praying to spiritual masters, praying to Srila Prabhupada? All these principles we have to think on. Rather than thinking why I'm so full of anarthas, we have to contemplate on how to improve my Krishna consciousness. That is the process. Thinking about anarthas, it will not solve the problem. We have to deal with them, but not get obsessed with them, not get overwhelmed with them. I should know, okay, these things, they drag down my consciousness. I'll stay away from them. These things, they help me increase my devotional service. I'll do it more. So those things we have to think. Okay, these things, they really instigate and stimulate my anarthas. I'll stay away from them. So these are the things the devotee should contemplate. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. There is a question in chat, Prabhuji. We'll read that. Mataji is asking, Punya Karmana, it is devotional service, isn't it?
Yeah, Punya Karmana means the process of devotional service. Same. For us, it is devotional service. If we are not doing sinful activities and doing the principles of devotional service, Punya Karma. We are not interested in doing ordinary Punya. We are interested in doing devotional Punya. That means Bhakti Sukriti, serving Krishna more, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, all that.
One more question. We understand sometimes where we have to go and we try that. Maybe, for example, to be very compassionate and sacrifice and give the chance to others and all that. So sometimes having theoretical and then taking a decision that I want to do this, implement in this situation, but later on if we feel that what we have done is not actually worth it, so how can we console ourselves after implementing these good qualities of sacrificing and all that? So maybe the because of the nature of the material world or nature of the people or nature of the environment, so if you feel it is not worth it, but still Krishna has taken count, that is one thing is there, but still am I really in that level to do that sacrifice? How to understand?
It depends on our level of realizations. How much to sacrifice? There are no black and white rules. Every individual is different. We have to understand our level of maturity, our level of convictions, and act accordingly. We can't practice bhakti at a level where we are not. We can't sacrifice some things which are not where we are not. If we are not having that conviction, then those sacrifices will really become painful. So we should practice, as I said, we should be in stretch zone, not stress zone. If we are sacrificing something and it is giving us great stress, great trouble, our mind will become restless. And ashantasya kuta sukham. And if our mind is not peaceful, how can we happily practice devotional service? So it depends on where we are. Based on that, we should take decisions. A pure devotee, the way he or she lives her life, a sadhaka cannot live life in the same way because there are different levels of consciousness. It depends on what is our level of consciousness, and based on that, we learn to make sacrifices. Otherwise, if we hear these principles of sacrifice and then we make a big sacrifice for something and then we don't get the same reciprocation. We are thinking, well, I did that. I heard in the class, we should do sacrifice. I did that sacrifice. Just see what are they doing with me. That means we have not internalized this principle. Because the principle of sacrifice means do something which you like to do, which you like, giving up that. But if we are thinking, why they didn't reciprocate properly, I did a big sacrifice for them, that means we are not on that level of sacrifice. A person after sacrificing is thinking, I should get some recognition. That is called as austerity in the mode of passion. What is austerity in the mode of passion? I want something in return. That is tattamastat rajasam udaritam. Yattu pratyupakaratham falamuddishya va punaha kriyate va yattu pratyupakaratham. I want something in return. I want recognition. I want some facilities for my sacrifice. That means we are doing sacrifice in the mode of passion. Our sacrifice should be for the pleasure of the Lord. Whether we get anything in return or not, I'm okay with that. So work at that level. That is what we should do. Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. If Krishna has counted it, then we are on the correct side. Thank you, Prabhu. There are a few more hand raises. Shri Ishopanishad Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Jai, Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. You are so wonderful, so uniquely endowed with how we can understand this takeaway that you've given us today. I really enjoyed you.
Philosophy, please give your blessing so that I can follow also.
Oh, gee
Speaking
whiz,
easy.
Prabhu. You're very inspirational. You have made a comment about, remember, you may lose some battles with our senses, but you will win the war. And that it makes me remember that we're on a battlefield here. You know, we're in a prison and we're always fighting. And when you think that who you're fighting for on behalf of, it kind of helps to make the battle a little bit easier to fight, you know? So I really appreciate you reminding us that we'll fall down, but when you're falling down, who are you thinking about? You're thinking about Krishna. You're saying, oh, wow, Krishna, I'm sorry I did this that way, you know? But it's not so important to think about you fail. It's okay. Just lift back up. You know, you have so many wonderful, Srila Prabhupada has endowed us with so many wonderful things to read and to, you know, to share. So we're in good positions here. We're good. You know, we've been taken care of. We've been blessed. You know, so I just wanted to say that to you. Thank you for reminding us of, you know, it's okay. We're going to win this war. And remember that we're on the battlefield. Haribo, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai.
Thank you, Mataji, for that heartfelt comment. Next, I request Hemangi Gopeshwari Mataji, you can ask your question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class. My pranams to you. I just wanted to understand, I just want to say, if I am clear in my understanding, you mentioned that to advance, we have to become intense in prayer, intense in chanting, and intense in our connection with spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada. So what I understand is by intensifying in chanting, meaning more absorbed and more attentive and increase the amount. And in connection with the spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada, meaning reading their books and following the instructions. But how would I understand this intense in the prayers? Can you please elaborate, Prabhu? Thank you so much.
Intensity in prayers means what I want. There are various levels of prayers we make. Some prayers we make to the Lord for our daily life. Oh, I have this problem. My family has this problem. Please help me. These are the prayers we make. There are some prayers we make for our anarthas. Oh, my Lord, please purify me of my anarthas. But you know, there are some prayers we should make first. Of course, we should pray for others first. When it comes to us, we should pray for our connection with Krishna first, so that I may be able to serve Krishna, serve Guru, serve Srila Prabhupada. That is the intensity of prayer. Intensity means it is not that I am really crying tears when I am praying. Okay, we can cry, that is not a problem. But our prayers should be focused on serving Krishna, serving Srila Prabhupada, praying to spiritual masters. When we pray regularly, every day, that is intense. Otherwise, sometimes we pray, sometimes we don't pray. Intense prayers means consistently we are asking for one thing. I want to increase your glory, O my Lord. I want to increase. One time, sometime back, there was some initiation ceremony going on. And Radhanath Swami Maharaj was giving initiations. So one devotee who was doing yakya, very senior devotee, he was telling all the initiates that what we should do. So he told Maharaj, that Maharaj, I told them that they with their actions, they should increase the glory of their spiritual master and Guru Parampara. So he asked Maharaj, is there anything else which I'm supposed to tell them? So that devotee was telling Maharaj, only told two things. That's all. So with all our endeavors, we should increase the glory of Guru Parampara. Intensely praying for that. I should not do anything which spoils the name of my Guru and Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada. Intensity means regularly asking and working on it also. It is not that I am asking and not working on it. It should not be lip service. So that is intense. We should apply also. I really want it and I am working on it. Please give me your mercy. Please empower me. And it is not that I am not connected. I don't get to meet my spiritual master. If we are praying, then we are connected with spiritual master. One time Niranjan Swami Maharaj was asked, Maharaj, how many times you have met Srila Prabhupada? You know what he said? He said, he just raised his hands and said this. He never met Prabhupada. Just see what he is doing. Such a great service. And that is not just external, must be praying, must be sincerely praying to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada always said, I am never alone, I am always with my spiritual master. That requires intense prayers. So that is what we can learn from our teachers, from our Guru Parampara, how they are connected. So we should also learn to get connected like that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very grateful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very interesting and thought-provoking class. Thank you so much for your association. There are no more questions or comments. Follow, we can end the call here.
Namo
Namo
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Radhe
Prabhuji.
Radhe.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Radhe
Gaur
Radhe.
and